Hello, everyone. Are we ready? Okay. God, it's been a while, hasn't it? Good to see you all. I mean, hear from you all anyway. First of all, thank you so much for all the DMs, all the emails, all the messages. I'm really sorry, but it was really impossible to answer everything at once. And I really apologize for that. But I wanted to answer, but I couldn't answer due to non-disclosure agreement, and also because there was just way too many questions. But anyway, it's great to be here, and sorry if things are a little bit sloppy. This is my first time doing a live. It's quite bizarre not being in a studio in Japan where you always have someone there doing things for you. But this is very, very interesting, and it's exciting. So first of all, if you don't mind, I just want to say today I'd like to just talk. If you have any questions about, I wonder if anyone does have questions about Super Monkey Ball, and we can take care of that. And I will do my best to answer what I'm allowed to answer. I've been given a lot of different things that I can say and not say, but you know, if you don't break rules, sometimes life isn't that fun, is it? So anyway, okay. So first of all, the other thing I would like to say was I'd like to talk. If you want to talk about citizenship or questions about that, or life in Japan, or being a narrator in Japan, those questions as well. I kind of have a feeling this is going to be really, really, really Sega, and more Sega. Anyway, I have to say hello to many people from various countries that I'm associated with. So why don't we start? Okay. Dobry den, dakuyen, and hello and thank you. Bonjour, merci beaucoup. And Jonapot Kivanok, Kusanem Sitman. And Guten Tag und vielen Dank. Okay, we've gotten all the fellow family members and friends overseas and everyone else out of the way. So, Dobry den, Famicom Rob, who's in Slovakia. Nice to see you. Great. Okay, so why don't we just dive in and let's get things going. And also to the guys and gals that are doing the fandom wiki, that's really been a great help, and it's been a very interesting project just to see how what everyone thinks or where they believe the game should be going. And isn't it funny? I first spoke with Nick in December. Back to 2019, so we're well over 18 months now, and I'm glad you all had patience. It was a rough ride, guys, a really rough ride, but I am happy that we were able to finally come to this 18 months later, but I think we all understand why. Okay, anyway, I'm gonna quit babbling, and I'm going to just take a look here. Has Sega let you play Banana Mania yet? Just that so far. And you have to understand, it's not coming out till October 5th. And due to areas and due to zones, there's various different productions, we'll say, and different languages and different levels. And so therefore it's really not easy. This is not like Super Monkey Ball 1 or 2, or I think the other 9 or 10 that I did, where it was just centered on one game. This was kind of like everything was put together like a day, a week, a month, a year, and things changed a lot. So depending on your area and your zone, as they call it, you will see something different, and you will hear different voices. You will see different levels, maybe 100 levels, maybe 300 levels. And as far as customizing characters, some will and some won't. So to answer your question, yes, it kind of took me back to the very first time I was in Sega Studios back in 2000 with Nagoshi Kantoku, and we were playing the original with I remember the old banana joystick, and going back to that time, we only had arcade game, and so when we did Super Monkey Ball 1 and 2, I was able to play with that one beforehand, and I do have this one too, but again, it's not finished. Some editing will continue all during the summer, and due to this editing process, I'm quite interested to see too which regions will receive which game. Okay, hope that helps. Will I provide the narration for this game? Yes. You have to understand that Mania is, it's best said, I think, a remake of 1 and 2. A lot of the original lines are still there. There's just some classic lines that they don't want to get rid of, and I can't blame them. I'm proud of those lines, and they're epic. And from everyone that was saying that was part of their childhood, that's one point I made very clear. This is not something new, and we don't want some failure of Monkey Ball. Or what we want to revive the best of Monkey Ball. And what was the best of Monkey Ball? It was 1 and 2. After that, things got a little bit less 1 and 2, we'll say. So so the ready go, that's all there, and also Fallout, and so we have many of the lines depending on the games that they're playing as well. There's a variety of games that they're out playing with. Their bowling, baseball. It depends on the game, and but a lot of the original lines will be there, and we'll see what they edited from all of the other lines that were edited, and are they going to use them or are they not going to use them? I'll find out more in the months to come. Okay. Good one. Credits. I am very, very strong on getting the French, Italian, German, and of course myself credited. Will Sega credit legal? This has been a battle for 9 months to a year now, and legal is it doesn't want to credit. It's more of we don't have a union in Japan, and so Sega doesn't believe they need to credit foreign narrators. They will credit the Japanese narrators. This doesn't sit well with me. It's very dishonest, and it's legally and morally wrong. But I'm going to keep fighting and make sure that these things come through. Great. So I have to say, first of all, let's just find out why did Sega and why did Super Monkey Ball come around all of a sudden. I know it's been a year and a half, but as I told Nick, I said, patience, patience. And I will say with 100% honesty that Super Monkey Ball, Banana Mania would never, never, never have happened if it had not been for Nick's video, my weekly bantering, and just asking for rights for the narrators to be credited. That was the initial, as you know, the initial goal of mine. And without Nick's interviews, which they did see, and also with the constant, being in the head office in Osaki and near Shinagawa, speaking with legal and everything, this project wasn't going to happen. They were far from it. They wanted just Yakuza, and they wanted other games that they were working on. But they ran into the problem, of course, that with the arcade games. And due to the arcade games not you know, it was all property basically. They had to get rid of the property and sell that off to increase cash flow. So my first feeling was, is this going to be just a cash cow for them? And that's not what I was interested in. I wanted really a high quality game, and I wanted as much to be original as possible. And everyone, I think, that played 1 and 2 wanted something more. And graphics have been enhanced dramatically. I would hope so after 20 years. So graphics have been enhanced. The characters, there's one female Japanese narrator, and she does three voices, and she's also doing the main announcer for some parts, if that makes sense, in Japanese. So we're going to have multi languages on this one, and it's going to be exciting. I think it'll be quite interesting. Again, let's see what they do with the editing. But you've seen a lot of screenshots, and a big shout out to a friend in the States who did all the designing for the actual packaging that you see now. A lovely lady living in the States, and she was hired by Sega, SOE, Sega of Europe, and she did a really great job on the packaging. And not saying she was the leak at all, but she did a great job on the packaging, and thanks for that. So, okay. Will there be new characters? And I'm sorry if I have not scrolled up to see the other questions. Yes, there are new characters. As I had mentioned earlier, some things were recorded for new characters, and while they actually enhanced a lot of the characters, at the same time, they did create, and we did voice new characters, and we'll see where they're going to be used. You have to understand that that's something that was considered dead in the water has now been revived. So this isn't a one-time game. Like, this is just, it's kind of like going back 20 years again. And are we going to see more games ahead? Most definitely. We will definitely see a lot more games beyond Mania. Not crazy about the name, but Retro's still in the books. Let's just say that. Okay. Sega of Europe, be able to credit it. Yes. Yeah, I was actually advised to speak with Sega America to get everyone credited, and also Sega of Europe. As a European citizen, this is one of my rights as well under German law. So yes, I would like to see, but not just myself, but I want to see everyone credited. Let's, fingers crossed. Can we get a Banana Blitz remake? No, that won't happen. Banana Blitz remake will not be happening. Retro Banana Mania. Yes, you are correct. Banana Mania and Retro, no. Plans have changed so much. I think I mentioned earlier on Instagram that the push really came this year. God, what are we again? Here we are in 2021 in summer. Push came this year in February, and last year, September. Prior to that, nothing. From December 2019 until September of 2020, that was just weekly discussions, and that was 9 months of where we did things, but it didn't look like it was going to launch at all. And due to many factors, things did get launched, as you can see. And we wanted to get it in E3 with Nintendo Switch, of course. Great things about Nintendo. I love working with Nintendo. They're very honest, very great company to work for, and exciting games as well. But the people that run the company are genuine. They're good people. So, okay. Let's see here. How many copies of the game have to sell in order for Monkey Ball to be deemed successful once again? You can understand why it's been delayed until October 5th. Number one, editing is not done. Number two, the package that we have and the actual demo that I have, it's not finished. And so how many did they have to sell and everything like that? I think they're getting a feedback first from actual pre-orders. By doing pre-orders and not releasing for another 100 days or so, they have time to figure out exactly should they be putting another game out in another maybe a month following in November or December for the Christmas season for Xbox. I mean, what are they going to do? This is all up in the air right now. Did I ever get in trouble? Oh, hell yes. I'm sorry. I can't just sit back and watch things that are just dishonest. No, yes, I got a lot of bad feedback and no spankings, but I did get negative feedback, and I did get in a lot of heated discussions, we'll call it. But if you're going to do it right, or don't do it at all. So yeah, leaked it, but oh well. I believe that there was no harm done, and doing this game, you have to understand, I've been in Japan for 32 years, and most of my life I've been in Japan, and looking at those 32 years and going back even 20 years with Sega, I mean, we have to and we must keep things real and keep things true. And this is why I have been quite an advocate and riding on Nick's coattails at first. And these last 30 years, that we, unlike America, where I met some really popular narrators from very big shows, they maybe work 3, 4, 5 times a year. We're doing 3 to 4 narrations a day. And so things became a blur. You just were worried, can I get to the next studio on time? So it's difficult to say because it's quantity of work there. And it was just unbelievably busy, jumping from one studio to the next studio and on camera work and et cetera, et cetera. So, okay. Rolled out. I did do, I've done 2 other games for other companies. I did the narration for it, and it's very similar to the same Super Monkey Ball voice, main announcer voice. It was great fun to do, of great people. And unfortunately, a lot of the studios were closed in Tokyo due to the fact of COVID and being in an enclosed place. And sometimes we had staff, maybe 2 or 3 staff in a separate room, and everything had to be wiped down, and everyone got nervous. And it was really, really hard to do any recording. And so a lot of the recording had to be done outside of the studio, which was very bizarre when you've been in a studio for 30 years. So read the announcer. No, I wasn't the original Monkey Ball arcade game announcer. No, not for that one. It all started with 1 and 2. But remember playing that game, and it was cute at the time. I mean, it was what it was, going back pre 2000. So yeah, playing Dr. C. Thanks, Nick. The English conversation, that was a blast, actually. I had some great people, and Japanese TV is just so bizarre and just so immature, and just it's like you're living in Hello Kitty land. And doing that show, when girls are, in their circa 1980s or 90s gear, Uh, it was just hilarious, trying to keep a straight face being a doctor, and have to be a straight face when this girl is suffering from diarrhea or something crazy like this. But you know what, the show was so popular in Japan because it was just insanely bent, and the guys that I got to work with, the foreigners, man, we laughed and laughed so much. We knew who does this, but it's done in Japan. So chocolate or strawberry milk? Strawberry, of course. Would you ever host your own Japanese game show? No. Did a lot of TV, and a lot of movies, either in Europe or Russia for Japan. On camera is great. It's interesting, but no, no desire to do that. I did do 3, 4. I did CNNJ when it first came out. It was the Japanese version of CNN, and I got to be announcer on that. And I did Fuji TV, the news. I did TBS. I got to do French news with a lovely girl, and it was great. TV was fun, but we all know the format has changed. I mean, here we are. We're live on YouTube. At that time, I mean, we're talking filled studios, and we are, it's a different world now. So that world of watching TV is dying off, and I don't think I've even watched TV in, I don't know, a lot of years. So any recent narration gigs you really enjoyed? Yes, I did a game that was very, very similar to Super Monkey Ball. And we had to do the voice very, very similar. Remember Pak Kun was talking to Nick one time in his interview, and it was like goal, and the O sound, and I had to bend the O so it wasn't just the typical flat, Eastern North American. Ready, go. And the whole go thing we had to work on again. But surprisingly, on the game, you're going to notice one thing. The voice from 20 years ago is sounding 99% of what we re-recorded. And then all the new lines, I could follow that voice again. So it's great. I'm very, very proud of that part. And my coworkers, my fellow narrators, also a brilliant job. They did a very, very good job. They tried hard. Patrick Harlan, yeah, that's interesting. He wasn't with the agencies with now, and so I should not speak of another narrator and their agent, but will he reprise his role? I don't think I can say that right now, but yeah, Naomi as manager would not be happy with me on that one. So I'm sorry, I can talk about what I know, but I don't really want to give up anything on anyone else. So favorite line? Wow. In this last year and a half, all of the recording of all the different lines, there was just so many they will use, many they won't use. Favorite line? I liked the lines from 20 years ago, re-recording them, and I also really enjoyed doing many of the new lines. Can I remember a lot of them? No. There was a lot of studio time, and there was a lot of lines. So it'll be interesting where it gets edited and where it will be used and where it will not be used. Any companies you had to burn bridges with? Oh, yeah. It's like, won't need that one anymore. Yeah, but guys, you got to be true, and you got to be real when it comes to this. And I'm not in my 20s anymore, where I can have to be like the little sheep and be worried about this and that. I think it's very important to stand up for what you believe in and make wrong a right. And that's all I was trying to do, was just trying to make things better for everyone and keep it real. No, this game is not being sponsored by Banana Company. Not at all. Nothing that I've seen. Not Dole, not Chiquita, nothing. Um, blah, 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 blah. Hey, Brian, can you speak Japanese? I better speak Japanese. I have 3 decades in Japan. Yes, I took my N1 interpreter's license. In fact, I was going to be interpreting at the Olympics. I started last year uh, interpreting and preparing videos on the history of the Olympics, and I was going to do it this year. Due to COVID and due to variants and the very slow rollout of vaccines, things were getting a little bit uneasy there. So I left the country and I got double vaxxed, and I hope everyone else does too. Health is wealth. And yeah, so got vaxxed overseas. And that's so. As far as the Olympics, will I be doing anything for the Olympics? No, I took a step back due to the variants there, and once more people are vaccinated beyond the 3 or 4% that are presently vaccinated, I will consider something in the future. But no, it wasn't difficult to give up this time. But I do miss doing those the videos, because the videos were incredible for the Olympics. But 90% of them got shelved. So um, COVID made by Dr. Bad Boon. Yes, I'll agree with that. Okay. So does Japan sitting on their asses during COVID, not wanting to work? Um, the wife, I think Japanese wife does not want her husband at home. It's like, get out there, work, bring me paycheck, and get out there and work again. I don't want you hanging around the house. So the Japanese know it's more face to face, and doing Zoom meetings. They just couldn't wrap their minds around doing this kind of thing, doing Zoom meetings or doing anything on camera. It has to be, there. And, but then again, we were wearing masks all the time. So it was really hard to figure out someone's expression, or what they were feeling, or what they were thinking. Announcers of the entirety of the Super Monkey Ball. Do you know of any of the other announcers for the entirety of the Super Monkey Ball franchise? Yes, I do know. I have made contact. I found them. Sorry, they don't want me to release their names, but I did find 2 of the other international narrators that did narration 20 years ago, and I'm sorry, I can't say if they're involved now with the 4 languages that have been chosen, but I'm very happy to say that I have made contact with them. And so, yeah, to me, they're the original. They're the OGs. They're the, there's the English version, and, the French, German, Italian. We're all in this Spanish. We're all in this together. And so, yeah, it's nice. We became friends very, very recently. It was a long haul to try to find them. Favorite sushi roll? I don't like sushi. I cannot stand sushi. I worked in Japan in aquaculture. I've got a biotech background as well. So I worked 8.5 years in southern Japan, fly down there from a Sunday night until a Wednesday, come back, and then I'd be doing a lot of narrations on Fridays and Saturdays. And here I was with yellowtail and red sea bream, regulating their diet and making these bionic fish in cages all that time. And I cannot stand sushi. I'll take a steak or, a salad or something like that any day. Crazy Taxi 4. I'm not sure about Crazy Taxi 4. I haven't heard anything regarding that. Johnny Video consoles. Yes, I do. It's been wonderful. I've been given a few consoles, and when I was in Japan, some Japanese fans gave me their old consoles, which was very, very sweet of them. So yes, I do. Video lines for Shenmue. Yes, that Shenmue was actually the largest foreign cast. I think we were 13 or 16 foreign narrators, and I knew every single one of them. We knew all of each other. We were all good friends, and that was the beauty of it. Every narrator, no one was competing with each other. Everyone was just great friends. We got in the studio, had a lot of laughs, and yeah, that was a fun game to do, and just massive game. And it was an interesting project, and I do remember that one. Do you know if the out scenes from Super Monkey Ball 2 will be remade? I'm not quite understanding your question. Sorry. What's your favorite thing you've been given as a gift after a narration? Wow. Nagoshi Kantoku gave me when I first met him in 2000. It was like April, I believe, and when I was in Sega Studio in Osaki, the old studios near Haneda Airport. We'll just say that they were kind of out there. There was like 3 or 4 buildings at the time, and due to the beginning of Monkey Ball, they already had some memorabilia. And as the main announcer, yes, I did receive that from Nagoshi. And the nicest thing to get at that time was copies of your work, because now a lot of the work we do goes online. At that time, VHS, cassette tape, you had to watch TV and record the sound yourself. Dentsu or a lot of the other companies really didn't like to, they didn't really like to give out the copies because they knew that you were going to use them on your demo tape, which to me is normal. I mean, I'm proud of the work I do, and if it shows the next client your talent or your range, I mean, how wonderful is that? So story present media. Okay. And I'm sorry, I think there's so many that I missed beyond the strawberry milk. Let me just scroll back here again. Other announcements. Yeah, it's done. Yes, I met the developers. I still have their business cards. And yes, I met the developers of Super Monkey Ball at Amusement Vision. I actually did the job through Amusement Vision. And now it's called RGG, of course. Nagoshi sold AV to Sega, and now he's got RGG Studios. So yeah, I met the developers. I got to see the editing done. I got to see the screens where the characters were being developed, which was fascinating at the time. I really love the process of a game, of making a game. It's not just the recording and you leave and that sort of thing. There's some games that are magical when you can get caught in the process and see the cells. I mean, there's the cell of there's the cell of Gong. You have all of these beautiful cells that you can see, and changing shirt color and changing the shape of the head or the eyes and everything like that. That was really, really fascinating. To make it more Western looking, or remember, this was 20 years ago, to make it more Western looking, or to make it more to fit the Asian audience. Here's a fact. Super Monkey Ball did not do well in Asia. It did not do well in Asia. The Japanese just could not wrapped themselves around the Super Monkey Ball. Super Monkey Ball had its greatest success in the States and in Europe, but more so the States. And the reason was a lot of doctors were using uh, playing Super Monkey Ball to work on their cognitive skills of eye-hand contact. And this would help them with their surgical skills. And there was a write-up years ago in New York Times. I have not seen it. Someone told me that how doctors were preparing to do surgery, and they were playing Super Monkey Ball, which I think might have been part of the excitement or the interest. And plus, there was no other game at that time where you're actually, it's not just the character, where the actual levels, everything is changing and you're controlling that portion of it. So it's really good for the mind because you're kind of going into reverse of what you think it should be done. So interesting. It's funny, some of these. Don't want to get out at work just to sit on. Okay. Do you prefer Japanese style comedy or other countries? I love dry humor. I love really, really dark, dry humor. Japanese humor we call dotabata. Dotabata is like slapstick. And I'm sure you've all seen the Japanese games of just torture the hell out of everyone. And I don't know, it's kind of childish. And dotabata, I mean, being very, very, satire and dark humor to me that takes brilliance. That takes great writing. And I love brain stimulation, and I don't get it from slapstick. So it was a good, I didn't recognize you since then. Some of these are on your side against Sega will never bother you again. Okay. Jet Set Radio. Sega really likes making games with mania in the title. Yeah, I told you, I'm not crazy. This was not the name. This name came out June, and this game, the mania name came out month pre-announcement. And the poor girl was just the lady, sorry, that was doing the actual packaging and things like that. It was a challenge for her, going back and forth and changing things. So no, I don't like the name Mania. It just doesn't fit the game. I would have called it something else. And a lot of people are asking about platforms and things like that. Yeah, I do know maybe 80% of the platforms that they're going to be on. But I think a lot of that maybe you can find online. I haven't searched, to be honest, but you can check online to see where, like, Xbox and, is it, 3, 4, GameCube. I don't know, wherever you're going to find something online, I'm sure. But do understand that some of these are going to change because Sega does the actual narration, and then they sell our voices to Nintendo. They sell our voices to Sony. They sell our voices to many different other companies, and that's something. It doesn't happen in America, but it does happen in Japan, and I'm going to be quiet on this one. Okay. Yes, they have classic skins for the monkeys in the new game, and yes, I have seen them. It's a Sony. Yes, correct. Will I be credited in Banana Mania? I think I answered that prior. I mean, you guys are the one who've been pushing it, and I cannot say this enough. Aside from Nick and all of you just like bombarding, if it hadn't been for all of you, this game would never, ever, ever have been made. There was no interest, and I can't stress this enough. There was zero interest whatsoever. And it was quite interesting as far as who was going to do it. Don't forget, Nagoshi-san had cancer last year. Sorry, COVID messes up my ears. So Shirosaki was brought in for producer, and Nagoshi is, we'll call him creative director, when his role changed months ago. So the staff there now, I think, to me, Shirosaki-san as a producer was more just someone to do more of the PR, and you're going to notice a lot more of him pushing merch, like big time pushing merch. And that job was pushed over to Shirosaki because around a year ago, Shirosaki had zero connection with Monkey Ball. Yeah, so PlayStation, I can tell you, Switch, PlayStation 4, 5, Xbox One, XS Series. You asked me about characters as well. I of course, Baby, Gong Gong, Yang Yang, Doctor, and you will customize the character. Old and then also new. A lot of pinks in this game, which is, I mean, pretty in pink. Why not? But there's a lot of pinks and purples, and I think Super Monkey Ball went gay. That's okay though. Classic soundtrack. We have there's two different soundtracks. You can go back to the new soundtrack, and you can also go back to the old soundtrack. And the reason why they did this is simply because they realized the power and the strength and the sales numbers of 1 and 2 were better than any of the other Super Monkey Ball games. There were a lot of failures along the way, but they realized, again, through all of you, through Nick, Brian's bantering, that if it's not broken, like, why fix it? Like, go with what works and what the people want. And they only started listening, like I said, a little over a year ago. For 9 months, no more games. So you give Nick credit. Nick, listen, if Nagoshi-san or Shirosaki-san does not give you any credit, or Sega, I mean, you little rebel, you putting green stickers on in the Sega head office, etc. I'm sure they'll forgive you for that. But you alone really brought up this, to make this happen again. It's amazing. It really is. They actually listened to a foreigner. I've shared my emails with Nick regarding the legal thoughts on Nick, a small guy, not that important. And Nick pointed out to me, dude, I'm almost got like 1 million subscribers, and Sega's got what, 200,000 or something like that. So I kind of shot that one off one day when I was just a little bit teed off, and it's the truth. So job well done. You did it, boy. And so yeah, so sorry for the music. You can switch over soundtracks. Okay, classical, which I call classical, the original. I'm sorry. Very nice. And then you can go over to the new soundtrack. Okay. But be aware, Europe, America, Japan, these are all going to be different games. You're going to see different titles. And as I'm sure you've already seen on the packaging, I pointed one out to Nick one time. I just said to him that, listen, this one is like the remake of 1 and 2 for the Japanese version. And he put that in his video. So, and also, yeah, once again, thank you so much for whoever's in charge with the Wiki fandom. Sega themselves look at Wiki fandom, and they get a lot of their inspiration from your comments, which was really interesting. And I'm sorry, I didn't really know about Wiki fandom before until someone pointed it out to me. And so whoever's doing that, you're doing a great job. They're All Sega did was they learned from the buyers, the customers, the people, the fans. And that's why this came around. And I stress this a million more times too. Yeah, 22. Yeah, Nick, you're right. In 20, people thought it was over, and I remember Nick had a little bit of frustration and regarding like, well, why the pandemic? Okay, that was one thing, and legal issues and everything. Now, this is me. This is like a revival. It's like starting all over again. So, will you see more in the future? Yeah, this is not. This is far from the last, and you can't use all of those other ideas or all of those other characters. Go characters like that. You can't refuse and just leave them to the side. They will be used for future games, but they're going to take the analytics of this game and figure out what works and what doesn't work. As you know, some things are loved by some fans and some things are hated by some fans. So no more Super Monkey Ball confirmed. You know what? Hold on. Let me just find it on. There are more games. Okay. Oh, hold on. Are we going to get cut off now? Does Sega have the power? No. Sorry. Yes, there are more games. Okay. Beyond Mania, we are going to have other games, and I will fight to the end until they actually go back to the name retro. Are the controls going to feel like the original 1 and 2 games? I'm going to say yes. I felt so. Yeah. Development for only a year. They got it done that fast. Remember, it's not done. So that, games take a long time. And we're talking 2 to 3 years, especially in Japan. This was a rush job. And I did say to Nick, I hope you don't mind me saying your name, Nick, all the time. Nick. I did say to Nick, I mentioned to this whole point earlier to him. So yeah, it's happening. Monkey Target return. No, haven't heard anything. Target. Do I remember Target? No. Not that I can think of. I could be wrong though. Can you make the line where it says go? Go! There. Sonic were leaked. Yeah, this was interesting. I was in touch with the main narrator for Sonic. He's been a narrator for many, many years. A really nice American gentleman. And also for Mario. And apologies. So talking with those narrators, I'm very, very happy that our Sonic narrator has come back. He was going to go into retirement. He came out to do one last job. And also, it's great. And wow, so this is something that Sega is going to build up and build up and build up. So no, this is not an end. And if I'm wrong for saying it or going to get spanked for saying it, so be it. No, think of this as the beginning again. Okay. Sorry for asking. It was a very important factor. Jump button. Yes. Jump button. Yes. Monkey golf. Yes. Do you know if there's going to be any Super Monkey Ball merch? Yeah, actually, you know what? I'm actually working on a tee right now for Super Monkey Ball, and I'd like to put that out as merch. And that will be coming very, very soon. I do have a meeting with when do I have a meeting? Thursday. I have a meeting on Thursday to finalize the logo. And I really hope you like it and you if you want to buy it, great. If not, just still hope you enjoyed it anyway. How many playable characters? I'm just going to say 6 for now. Yes, Roger Craig Smith, legend. Yeah, he's a gentleman, very, very nice man, and just an incredible professional. He worked in the States and I worked in Japan, so we never were in the studio together. Like signings, gladly. I've people have sent me past CDs and past game packets, and yeah, of course, love to sign it. It's my pleasure. Yes, I do know the composer of the new soundtrack. Is it like Sadas? It's different. That's why you have the choice to switch. Brian, are you single? Yes, I'm single. I am a workaholic. I just love working and I love traveling, and it doesn't really leave time for anything else. Yeah, I'm jumping on a plane this week. I've got family, I've got my friends, and I really love to travel, and I still really love to work. It's the German blood, type A, positive personality, and German blood. Hell, you can't lose in this world. You've got to work. Uh, Brian Matt, oh, this is interesting. Nick, if you don't mind me saying it, Nick and I first, when Nick, I didn't know who Nick was, and 18 months ago, and Chris had called me and said that this guy wanted to interview you. I remember running home from the studio, and you guys all saw the interview, and I was like, I don't know what it is, but if I can, I thought I didn't know we were going to record. I just thought, oh, it can help someone out and answer the questions. Then why not? At the time, it was quite an interesting chance to speak with Nick on these various subjects. He's very well versed in the game, and you can tell he's very passionate about the game. Nick, I do hope that you can get to Japan once the borders open up, which should be September, from what I understand. And put your crown on, take your crown, buddy, because without your video, this would have never happened. Sorry, something I'd like to see for Rich's Muckle theme control. If not, what do you think of Charles? I'm sorry, I don't understand which Charles. Voice of Mario. Sorry, I'm so used to the last name. He was in Tokyo, I'm guessing 4 or 5 years ago. And yes, I was introduced to him through a colleague. And I went into the studio, very, very, very short meeting. But his accent was, the whole story about his accent and everything was quite cute. He just did it as a joke at first, pretending to be this crazy Italian. So yeah, very, very nice man. Pleasant, very pleasant. Yeah, I want both you and Nick. Okay, I've been in Sega a lot. I would love to take Nick inside. We're gonna knock down that barrier at that front door. We're gonna ride up to the 7th floor and take down security and get in that building. So no, Nick does deserve to see a lot of Sega. Yes. Yeah, well, Charles couldn't come to Japan over the last year. He wasn't allowed in. In Japan, only permanent residents, I'm a permanent resident of Japan, were allowed back in, and it was very difficult just to get back in at the time. So no, he would not have been allowed to come into the country. You know how the rules are right now with COVID. It's just insane. Yes, jump button. Yes, I think I answered that one. Kill Bill. We need to put another picture in Sega headquarters. Yes, yes, Nick. Actually, Nick and I will both do that. Nick, you pick the right, I'll pick the left, or you pick the left, I'll put the right, or we'll smack one right dab in the middle, okay? And by the way, Nick, here's another fun fact. Little bit of tape on it. I got to peel that off because I knew where he put it. We're going to fix the gas leak. Yes, his sticker was very, very interesting. That's for sure. Okay. September open for foreign tourism for Rio. Yeah, they're waiting for the Olympics, of course. July, we're like 3 weeks away, and then the Paralympics up in Hokkaido, and they won't allow anyone in until afterwards due to the very low vaccination rate, and also due to the fact that many people that were coming in now for the Olympics have been, carrying a new variant, and Olympics are kind of a mess, but we won't go there. Okay, and what do you think of Super Monkey Ball? Of course, Super Monkey Ball is one of my big projects, and I'm very proud to have been chosen as the main announcer over a lot of announcers at that time. So I remember Nagoshi Kantoku said to me, we were going there, and we were in the studio, and he's just like, okay, it was an audition, and he just says, okay, Brian, listen, Brian. Okay, sorry. And he just said, go, ready, go, goal. And he wanted this sound. And a lot of the narrators have this, like, made in whatever Sony, this really low voice, which is very popular in America, and they wanted someone with a higher voice that could do it. And I think that fixed everything. It just allowed me to do what I wanted. And going back to the one point, when Nick and I, the question, Brian, Matt, Nick did a first video. And Nick, I hope you don't mind me saying this, that when Nick, there was an original video, but due to the fact that I was still working in biotech, I kept my lives separate. Brian Matt was just the narrator, and my last name is Uhl, UHL. And I used that, Brian Ewell, in my biotech, because biotech and science couldn't take a narrator for a monkey seriously. So I had to separate the two. So in Nick's original video, which I really hope he releases one day, Patrick, Chris, everyone's like, oh, Brian, what's that last name? Yule or something like that. It's that guy. And it was a great video Nick did, but sorry, Nick, I had to say no at the time. And that's why he changed it to Jack and added all these other things. The original video, yeah, I had to do it just to protect my name, because the companies, the biotech companies that I was working for, were simply not happy with me doing something that was non-related to research, R&D, or to phase 3 clinical trials, etc. How old are you? Oh, shit. You know what I realized today? Tomorrow's my birthday. I just... yeah, June 28th. Tomorrow's my birthday. It's not, I think someone put it in IMDb that I was some April in 1972. Cancerian, born in the year of the snake. And yeah, my birthday's, it's 1 o'clock here. My birthday's tomorrow. So thank you for reminding me. I hadn't planned anything yet, but we'll see what happens. Another day. Thank you very much for the birthday wishes. That's very sweet of you all. And the people developing Zora Amusement Vision became RGG Studio. Correct. The people developing Animated. Okay, good. Yes. Story of how you got the job at the robot restaurant. Yeah, the robot restaurant. I love doing the robot restaurant. Excellent staff. And did you know the robot restaurant? I mean, they were doing shows before pre-COVID. The numbers of people that were going there, that was like the must thing you must do. And they wanted a voice, and I did it with my fellow female narrator, a lovely Russian girl that spoke incredible Japanese. She learned it from anime. So if you want to learn Japanese, just watch anime. And she and I have done, I think, 5 recordings already for the restaurant. And when reopens, and because there was only tourists going there, locals don't go there. I look forward to updating the script because they changed the show 3 times, possibly 4 times, usually every season. And so we updates are required. So yeah, thank you. That was a good question. Thank you so much. Okay. Oh God, Miku is here. I don't know who Miku is. Super Monkey Ball anime confirmed? No. Are there any plans for multiplayer online later in development from? Yes. Do you like Dragon Ball Z? Yes. Nagatoro. Okay. Gundam anime? No. Pass. And does anyone have any questions of life in Japan? Or do you want to be a narrator? Do you want to live in Japan? Do you want to know what it's like living in Japan? Or, oh, Amy Cupcakes. God, I love her. She's such a beautiful, beautiful German girl. My German sister. Yeah, lovely girl. Sega saw it. They appreciate it. No residuals have been paid, and no credit has been granted. Despite Amy Cupcakes, you were wonderful, and I do appreciate what you did. Wiki fandom is something they're looking at, so I thank you guys for that. Yeah, I want to live in Japan, Brian, dude. Hey, Brian, dude, you literally made my childhood. I'm so happy. You know, I think this is the only reason why I wanted to do this again, and why I put so much time. It's not for the money, trust me. It was, you guys are also nice. You're also caring, and you're also enthusiastic that you really wanted Super Monkey Ball back. And not to sound repetitive, but between Nick and myself, and pushing and pushing and pushing, I realized now, I thought, you know what, wait a minute, for the pay, it's as business, it's not worth it due to the time and the stress and everything like that. But I don't know, you guys are really kind. You're great fans, and I hope I don't get choked up here. You're just lovely people, and you inspire me. And when you inspire me, I want to give back, and I really hope I can do my best to give back and make you all happy. Anyway, how much does it cost to live and work in Japan? Yeah, guys, you're going to have to really prepare. Japan's changed, and a lot of work which I did before, TV, radio, everything has moved online. So a lot of ads right now are for advertising on YouTube. Gaming is still gaming, of course. Oh, by the way, I just worked on a Korean game, which was interesting. A Korean company had made contact with me, and it's a kick-ass battle game. What to say, it's the South and the North, and it was fun. That one was really, really good, and great graphics as well. Yeah, voice actors are underrated. I think because you visually don't see us. I had met when I went to a convention in LA 7 years ago. I got to meet the narrators from Simpsons, and also Seth introduced for the Family Guy. There's very, very few. There's 4 narrators at the time, and that was touching. Um, yeah, is I a Sega icon? Yes. I will always be the main icon, and he'll be in the future games. As sorry, if there if there are future games, he will be in the future games. Yes, and this one, Shirosaki-san is doing it. You'll be finding in the next month or so. Shirosaki-san will be pushing mega merch. Um, with the game engine for the new Super Monkey Ball feels similar to as the originals? I think so. Yeah, I thought anyway. With people tend to associate the face of the characters with the voices when they. Yeah, that's true. Very true. Um, what else? Yeah, you know what? And bringing up your point again, I can't believe it's real either. It's it's not easy being a foreigner in Japan. I'm going to tell you that one. Your rights when it comes to business, unless you're working for a foreign company. I worked for foreign companies, and you, for lack of better words, you're in control of the ball. And when you're a foreigner in Japan, you're going to have a lot of challenges. It's great as a tourist. I think it's exciting to see as a tourist. As a foreigner, you will face a lot of hurdles, and you don't really know what hurdles you're facing until you leave the country. But it's kind of the us and them. There's not really bringing the society together of foreigners and Japanese, unless it's in a diplomatic circle or it's in some kind of a business circle. But no, the two are very isolated. And if you're going to go to Japan or if you're going to go to China or places, of course, learn the language and realize that you're going to be always be a guaylo, a farang, or a gaijin or that sort of thing. After 32 years, I'm still an alien, and yet I've spent like the majority of my life in Japan. So it's just a fact of life, and if you know who you are, it's not a problem. Yeah. Okay. Have you any chance to meet Bagoshi? Don't know who Bagoshi is. Biggest moment. Nogoshi, sorry. Yes. And what a change. I looked at a photo of us back in 2000, and I looked. He had long hair, and he always loved to wear t-shirts, like t-shirts that were I don't know, Coca-Cola, or just like kind of fun uh, t-shirts all the time. And I look at him now, and I'm like, dude, like he's a little bit older than me, but wow, he's changed his look a lot. He changed his look a lot. It's interesting to fit the Yakuza theme for his video games. Dramatic, very dramatic. I kind of look sometimes at him like, wow, dude, I remember you. So I mean, in 20 years, people change, but you really changed. So, but if he's happy with that, then good for him. Mother 3A that has been localized. Have you ever heard of the game Mother 3A? Sorry, I don't understand that one. He's now the dragon of Sega. Yes, correct. Are you hyped for the new Summer Bug? This is a really good question. Am I hyped? It's bittersweet. It really is bittersweet. It's been I want to keep everyone happy about the game and everything like that. It's been a struggle, guys. It's been really hard. I mean, there's been a lot of sleepless nights, and a lot of my agent, my sweet agent, Harada-san, she has tried to make them understand that what is right and what is wrong. So I think I've never worked as hard to get something done as I have for this. I pushed, and yeah, I did burn bridges, and yes, there were a lot of heated exchange and everything. But if you don't push in life and you don't try, you're not going to accomplish anything. And that's all that matters. I'm still here today, and I still want to keep going forward. So yeah, it's bittersweet. That's all I'm going to say. Am I excited? I'm excited more for what's going to come in the future, and I'm excited for working with different companies. I and work more for Nintendo. I did a lot of games for Nintendo, and the sweet thing, I guess you could say, the difference between Nintendo and Sega. I got a call 2 months ago, 3 months ago. Sega, sorry, go on this say, no Japanese. I got a call from Nintendo, and I did a job for them in 2017, and they wanted to rerun it, and they offered to pay royalties. And I thought, it's such a kind thing to do and a very honest thing to do. So that's the difference between Nintendo and Sega. I would gladly work for Nintendo once again. How much does rent cost in Japan? Number one, you're going to be living in a very small place. I live in Omotesando, which is in between Harajuku and Shibuya, which is the very heart, like Prada's across the street, and all the high-end stores and that sort of thing. The Champs-Élysées of Tokyo is there. You're going to pay. You're going to need a good 3 to 4K a month just to survive. Sega does what Nintendo don't. Yes, Sega and Nintendo are totally different. Yeah, they're very, very different. Nintendo plans well in advance. Their treatment of staff and their just how they go forward with a project is amazing. It's just so well structured, and that part makes me very, very happy. It makes me very proud to work for Nintendo. So yeah. What is the dark side of Sega? I think I've explained that. I'm not happy about my fellow narrators not being credited still, due to the simple fact they'd have to pay royalties, and Sega doesn't want to have to pay royalties. Aside from the recordings that were paid for here, this is a bit of a surprise. But back in 2000, doing so many, I went through so many recordings and everything. The amount that you got paid for the narration, and then the constant reuse, which is a very Japanese thing, but it's not acceptable legally or morally. No, I hadn't received a paycheck in almost 19 years from them. And I don't think that will, I mean, I hope it does happen. They come to their senses and they do that, but I'll keep fighting on. So, how is the game being released yet? No, it was already released. They're doing a re-release, and henceforth, that's why they wanted to use my voice again. And this is also why they were extremely professional in handling the situation with the contract. They're going to wait for someone making their start narration. Make a start in your narration. Get all the experience you can get. Just demo tape. Send it out everywhere. And when I went to Japan, 1986, 1989 for the very first time. In 1989, I kind of just went with a couple $1,000 in my pocket and a government visa. And boy, you just work 7 days of work a week and just really, really try to make it. So there's a lot of, it takes a lot of work, but doesn't everything in life. Nothing comes easy. Have the character jam and jet? No. What is the best tip you have? Sorry, Funky Kong, love your name. I don't understand. What is the best tip you have? for being a narrator? I meant more than if you don't want. Okay. Other than monkey ball, oh yeah, sorry. What is the best tip you have? The best tip for living in Japan? Uh, Learn language, be flexible, do your homework. Do your homework. The country's changed a lot, and it will change even more. So just really get yourself together and prepare and realize things take time. Nothing, it doesn't happen all at once. American movies, SpongeBob. Do you frequent convenience stores in Japan? Yes. Like Nick, 7-Eleven, 7-Eleven, 7-Eleven. I love 7-Eleven. I miss, when I'm in other countries, the 24/7 convenience. I mean, you can get anything 24/7 a day, 7 days a week. I mean, I love everything's open. I love being in a city of 33 million where you have access to every single thing you could ever imagine. And that part it's really great. It's wonderful. So yeah, I like that part of living in Tokyo. It's safe. It's clean. It's not the most stimulating place as far as people are very, very, very reserved. I've known some Japanese 20, 30 years, and I don't even really know their first name. I know their last name, and it just very closed down. And it's, you become, in North America, Europe, you can become friends with someone in a day or 2 days. In Japan, it takes 20 years to develop a relationship, and just the way it is. Favorite TV show in Japan? I don't watch TV. Making serious amounts of crunch time for the game. Interesting. Never see refrigerators in Japan. Yeah, I will say one thing: the housing in Japan is dreadful. It's there's no insulation, and you're paying a lot for rent, but the quality of the buildings and everything are just dreadful. It's not a comfortable place to live. It's very small, which I don't mind the smaller size because it makes you more of a minimalist. But when it does come to living in an apartment or going overseas and being in someone's big house, either you say, damn, this place is huge. Why do you need all this space? But also there's something really liberating about being in a larger home and just the freedom that comes with it. But no, I have an apartment in Europe and it's 56 square meters and it's perfect. I mean, I just love it. Great size and great view. And for me, sometimes less is more. Oh, yes, I changed it from the orange one before. I used to know this lady that this was handmade. This is a wedding kimono. It weighs approximately 14 kilograms and it's extremely thick. And this is all hand stitched. And it took her roughly, I think, 4.5 years to do it. And I bought about 6 of her works. So simply beautiful. Do I use, no, I use Netflix Canada and do you use Netflix US or Netflix Japan? I use Netflix Canada and I do love Netflix. Great production there. And CEO and founder is a good friend of my fellow friend. And it's interesting. He started up Netflix because he just wanted to have a bunch of movies set aside for his friends, make a collection like a library. And that's how Netflix began. Whoa, handmade. Yes, she's very talented. This is magical. What do you think of Nick's videos on Netflix's region locking? Rules are rules, regions are regions, things change. I would just say be patient, things can change. My favorite Super Monkey Ball game without a doubt, and I think you can all say this, Super Monkey Ball 2. Nothing will ever, ever, ever be better than that. That was simply perfection. And it's not, that's my personal opinion, but it's also from what I've read or what I've been told. So Super Monkey Ball 2, nothing will ever, ever, ever be better than that. And even this one, you have to remember, we'll call it remastered, remade, updated, but it's all based on 1 and 2. And that's it. The other Monkey Ball games I was not really a fan of. I think that I don't know, it was just like rush and get it out there. It was a cash grab for Sega. But 1 and 2, it was there at the time. I could see the work being done. We discussed things in the studio, and do you think this voice, and do you think the character should look like this, and what voice would be better for this? Should we use a female narrator? So there was so much interaction, but it also could have been the times when people actually wanted to communicate and wanted to exchange ideas. I need to go visit. My girlfriend is half Japanese and wants to visit. Should I learn a bit of Japanese? No, learn. Linguistics are brilliant. I mean, what a beautiful thing, especially being a foreign Japan, speaking fluent Japanese. You're gonna watch like these, obachan, their bags and stuff like that, just drop their grocery bags. When you come in, then they go, "Oh, domo konnichiwa, dakara kore ga hoshii desu no de, dakara yoroshii ka, dakara blah 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 blah." And they're just like, they walk in and they're like, "Oh shit, it's a foreigner. Oh no, what are we gonna do? Oh no." And it's like, "Domo domo domo. Ja kore de, ja hitotsu onegaishimasu. Just give me one of those, please." And then they're like, just like this sense of relief. So yeah, learn Japanese, because a lot of Japanese don't speak English. Yes, I met Suzuki when Shenmue was a long job. We did a lot of recording dates because there's, like I said, there's around 13 or something different foreign friend narrators, and we were constantly in the studio. When I did Wilhelm as well, that voice that almost popped my pipes. This guy was just a total lunatic in Gitaroman. And that was like the highest voice I ever did. I think I was kind of like holding myself down here just to get a higher voice. And the guy was a nutcase, crazy, arrogant, self-absorbed. I loved it. It was one of my favorite characters. The guy was just totally nuts. It was great. Yes, Gitaroman. I would love to do Gitaroman again. That is one I mix. And the lines were just so incredibly bent. This guy was just so into himself. And it was just, it's Japan. It is. It's bent. I love crazy bent things. And Gitaroman was bent. What are your favorite snacks? What are my favorite snacks? God. Down to one meal a day. A good friend of mine told me about this. OMAD, one meal a day. And I feel really, really great. It seems to feel better physically, more clarity. Yeah, so not really a connoisseur of food. I'm fine, simple, homemade food. Okay, I'll just say that. My favorite food is anything that's made homemade. Yeah, you can feel the love in that. Sports. I jog twice a day. And I have to go to Europe first. And so I find I'll be running down the Danube. I'll go for a jog. And I love doing that. Love doing free weights. As far as any sports, I went skating, not ice hockey, but actual skating in Tokyo, in Nogisaka, when they had the arena in January, February. But you'll never see me watching golf on TV. I think I'd rather stick hot chopsticks in my eyeballs. Gregorio. Oh my God. That was another nutcase. I loved it, loved it, loved it. That was a fun job. People say, do you remember this job or that job? Wilhelm and Gregorio, I remember perfectly, because these guys were so bent and they were just so off the charts. I mean, I can't believe something that long ago that was made was so bent and it was a great laugh. And then you'd be in the studio, and there's like, in the studio you'll find one thing: there is the sponsor, there's the staff, the production staff, and then you have all the people that are running around adjusting your mic, getting your water, um, uh, just tech everywhere. So there's roughly 15 to 20 people in the studio. And then when you're in the studio and you're giving like this high pitched voice and these screaming and these just insane lines, I look I look through the glass and I see the Japanese staff going like this. It's like, wow, that's the nutcase wanted. So, hey, why not? So yeah, good question. Um, let me see here. Cheryl the monkey ball teasing didn't conflict with your contract. Part of me didn't care. I wanted the right thing done, and I'm sorry if I keep repeating this, but without the constant pushing and legal and my manager and everything else, and with Nick's video, I'm telling you 100%, hand to God, hand to God. I don't know, both hands to God. It would have never happened. Super Monkey Ball was not on the agenda. It was only about Yakuza and other games. This was not supposed to happen. That's September 2020, February 2021. Remember those 2 months. That's when things went into action, and that's when things started coming together. So this was one of the fastest games I've ever seen put together. And you might notice one thing. One thing I noticed, maybe because I'm too involved, is that the graphics, it's like I'm painting your house. It's like giving your house a makeover or something like that. Not so much under, it's more exterior. And I said to them, I said, is this just a money grab? Like, I don't want to be involved with a money grab. I want something that's legendary. I want something like Super Monkey Ball 2, where people remember this 20 years later and they love it. They're passionate about it. Don't make this a money grab. Like, don't, people aren't stupid. I mean, your fans are your fans. So you have to keep it real. And, you don't speak, or if you don't say these things. And that's why I leaked more and more and more. Yeah, it pissed them off. Sorry, it upset them a lot, but it also lit a fire under their backsides. Original game files. Did they use the original game files for the games? I mean, like the cells, original cells? Yes. Stephen Roll was do you remember his first on-screen role? Yeah, it was. I was doing I was in Harajuku. The very first thing they said to me, hey, come here. An agency had hired me to write kanji on the streets of Harajuku because they didn't think a foreigner could write Chinese characters. I got them. If you could travel anywhere in the world, where would you travel? Right now I love Eastern Europe. I really love Eastern Europe. I love virgin places. I was in Thailand, I don't know, 20, 30 times because it was a quick jump from Tokyo. I'd go with friends 2-3 days or go for a week or something. And I was going to places like, remember Leo DiCaprio did the beach. I was in the beach where they shot the location 1 year prior, when there was one little lady, one Thai lady selling Coca-Cola for like 100 baht on the beach, and there was nothing else around. And I went with my best friend Johnny and his dad. His dad was a Baptist priest, and he just finished, and he had to realize that, oh Lord, I'm no longer a Baptist priest. I've got to start living life again. And so what he did is that we all went to this beach. No one was around. Nothing was built. Just this one lady selling Coca-Cola off a wooden plank. And I will never forget those great places. Can you go back and do that again? No. And I don't want to go back to those places because I got to see them when they were virgin. And I got to live in Australia in 84. At that time I was working for the Foreign Service while I was still a student. And even Sydney. I mean, Sydney was, you walk into like across from, on the other side of the Rainbow Bridge in North Sydney. And I would walk into a pub and you're like, good eye, Mike, you sound like you're American and everything like that. I'm like, no. And it was just so real. I'm so happy I got to see all of these countries before they became just run over and with massive tourism and everything. So travel now, I go to places where there's no tourists. And I've been traveling a lot in this past year, simply because places are empty and there's not a lot of tourists. And yeah, it's been great. It's been wonderful. That's the thing, kids. Kids, look at your ancestry and look at everything. Go and get 4 passports. You want to get 4 passports because with 4 passports, you will be able to travel and do various different things. A lot of loopholes there. We like loopholes. Okay. Alex in Miracle World DX. Alex Kid Games. I can't help you with that one. Sorry. How did I get my 4 passports? I was born in Canada, and so Jusoli is you're born here, born on the land, so you're Canadian. My father's German, so that was through Abstammung. So it's passing down from my father to be not naturalized, but to understand that you are German blood and you're a male and you're going patriarchal. So I took my German passport. That took 18 years. And then Hungarian, my grandparents were born in the Austrian-Hungarian Empire, present day Slovakia, so my mom's side, Slovakia, Hungary, Poland, the Visegrad Four. And so I took my Hungarian one. I had to learn Hungarian. I couldn't even say, kettő, három. I couldn't even count to 3. And so it was like speaking Klingon. It was the hardest language to learn. It was Hungarian, harder than Japanese. And so I left Japan on 2 or 3 months at a time to go there and study and learn the language. And I did a 2-hour test talking about I know we were talking about the job, about research and development, and I had to carry on a conversation, pass the language test. That one took 4 years. Hardest was Slovak. My mom's Slovak, and even owning farmland and owning land in Slovakia, it took 8 years. And I speak Russian, but I had to learn Slovak. And so that one took 8 years to get. I have 4 passports right now, and I think I've got to find a new hobby now. But it was great brain stimuli, and there's nothing more exciting than going to the airport and saying, which passport do you want? I'm like, oh, you Jason Bourne, you. So yeah, it's fun. It was a hobby and it was an interest, and I just want to follow true to who my blood is. I don't want to be just one. Why not be 25% of each? So but good luck with your stream. Thank you. That you didn't get any payment for your work on the original Monkey Ball games. No, I got payment. It's laughable with the payment that I got, but afterwards, no, I did not for 19 years. No. They felt that if they paid me, they would have to pay all the other narrators. And this is the sticking point. So I'm still working on that, and it will happen. Remember, you guys, you have to remember the most important thing. You guys made Monkey Ball happen. I mean, it's interesting. Whenever anyone can push as much as you guys push, and you guys made a dead game come alive. I don't think you realize the power in that. Sega's a huge, huge company. And I will tell you right now, this was not going to happen. Clearly, it was stated to me, this will not happen. Never. We are done with it. Nagoshi Kantoku just wants to do what he wants to do. He's over it. He didn't even like it. It was what it was at the time. So you guys do have the power to do whatever you want and to actually make changes. And I'm not just saying that. No, it happened. Like, look at October 5th. Without you guys, this would have never happened on October 5th. So pat yourself on the back. Thank you. I don't want to be the advertisement for it, for this. I'm not pushing the game at all. Not at all. I just look forward to the future and to working with all the companies I got to work with before and continue making great games and a lot more fun games and everything. But I just don't want to make one game for Monkey Ball my whole life. Though this last year and a half, it's felt like it's been my whole life. So, Jet Set Radio, Cyberpunk, give them inspiration again. Yes. So, okay, great. Yes, Naganuma, talented man, very, very talented man, very, very sense of humor. I like it. He's very Western in his sense of humor. He's not Japanese at all. He's not Japanese at all. He's very, 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 we say kokuseinjin, very internationally minded. But what a sense of humor. It's amazing. Okay. Are you a part of a union? No. A friend of mine tried to start a union and she got banned. She got kicked out of Japan. They don't want foreigners to have a union. We don't have what you have in the States, where you get credits and then you evolve and you're part of the union and everything like that. No, Japan has no union for foreign narrators. It was frowned upon, and the one Claire who tried to start it up, they totally obliterated the poor girl, and she left Japan. Yeah. Yep, no royalties, no. James Bond confirmed with all the passports. You're going to be in Monkey Ball Animania, and we'll get Seagull to Moneyball to call it Monkey Ball 3. They will never call it, they won't call it Monkey Ball 3, no. I've stated that before somewhere. Monkey Ball inspired game known it rolled out. Yes, I know rolled out. Yes, they did a great job. Congratulations. And Asteroid 101, he was in Paperball. Good. Great. Okay, guys. Well, listen, we're a good hour and a half, and I hope I can answer your questions. And I'm sure there's a lot that wasn't said, or a lot of things were forgotten. But I thank you. And it's the first live, and I just thought it's much easier than to answer all of the questions and everything else. So I'm happy that, and I hope that I could answer your questions or give you any insight. And if there is anything else, I can take maybe 3 more questions. Make them juicy. Oh. Well, they're all very nice comments, so thank you very much. And I hope I gave you some. It's such a broad topic to discuss, and I do hope that I was able to answer your questions and give you some insight. And I will keep you informed. So things will happen more in the summer, and will happen in August. And I will be there for the release, of course, on October 5th. And yeah, and I look forward to seeing you in Japan. It would be great to see you all. I have never met Nick in person. I think we missed one day. He was speaking to Patrick and Chris, and he flew out the next day, and I think he just got home. Then he found out where I was. So yeah, I got to meet this Nick guy one of these days. So anyway, listen, I wish you all the best, and get vaccinated, stay healthy, and let's all get traveling soon, huh? I think we all miss that. And let's go out and make the best of it, and enjoy your summer. And I'll keep you updated on Instagram what happens. And I will gladly answer what I can answer. And I appreciate, again, everything. And thank you for the kind wishes. And ready, go. That's all we do. Okay. And so thank you very much. And thanks for the birthday wishes. I do appreciate it. Okay. Wishing you all the best, everyone. Okay. Sayonara. Bye bye. Thank you.